Good morning, or whatever time it is wherever you are. Um, this is part 3 of my series, Jonathan Plays Factory Town, and I'm going to load up the game part 02 because that's where I left off in my last video. And I heard an interview, a part of an interview with the maker of this game. Uh, that was it was what was it? It was Catherine of Sky and I'm gonna fudge his name, Eric. Um, I'll just call him Eric for now. But anyway, he was just being interviewed about all of the things, and one of the things he said was he just wanted to create a video. One of the things about the video game, he just wanted to create uh, a game where things would roll down ramps. That was what he was really excited about. But yeah, he's created a really great game. Um, so I'm actually going to have something else coming out of this building involving those ramps. I'm going to build a workshop, and in that workshop, I'm going to build cloth and then output that cloth. It doesn't like that because I got the arrow pointed on the wrong way. Shift R, and I'll send that cloth into. Now I don't need a Mr. Meseeks for this process. I can just use a path and put a barn in place here that will house the goods. Okay, the difficulty is, I don't know if I've done this in an earlier video, but I'm going to start using the grabber, which is here under logistics blocks, the grabber. And I'm going to use this so often, I'm going to replace the silo in my quick menu with it by hitting Alt, Shift, and 3. And I'll put that down here. And you can see it starts sending cotton into the workshop, and the cotton gets processed into cloth. That's right, I have just started making, I had just started making those cloth conveyor belts at the end of the last video. I'm going to actually change this menu up here so that instead of showing me Omni Stone, it tells me how many cloth conveyor belts I have. You can see I've already built 10 of them at this point. And I can use them for the most part. Okay, I was trying to count the number of types of workers. There are gatherers who are moving resources from either from the natural environment, or yeah, basically from the natural environment to um, either a storage or manufacturing spot. And then there are deliverers. Wait, just a second. Let me get another guy in there to the barn. There are deliverers that move items from the natural resource spot. I don't need this because that's not really doing anything. Like this guy, he's moving stone brick from the stonemason into the workshop. He is, since this is so close, I can actually just get rid of him and replace him with a conveyor belt. That's already coming out because the arrow was in the right direction and it's going into the workshop. Let's see, what is this guy doing? He's delivering the conveyor belts to the barn. Notice the barn is up on scaffold blocks. So instead of being up, so I'm going to put another scaffold block right here before I add the conveyor belt. And then I'm going to put a grabber in. Now notice if I put a grabber in, it will start outputting things. And eventually it's going to put something there that it shouldn't. I'm going to delete the grabber belt. And you can see, no, maybe I was wrong. I was thinking that the grabber would eventually grab one of these items, like it would grab the cloth or the wood wheel. And I think it will. It probably will eventually. When the barn, but it's going to take a long time. Oh no, it did. There it is. There's 13 cloth in there that the grabber pulled out. And you don't want it to be grabbing the 13 cloth because the workshop is trying to use that cloth to make conveyor belts. Or maybe you do because it seems to be still building. It seems to be holding on to the cloth. I'm not sure quite how that works. Okay. Missing ingredients. Maybe the cloth, as long as it's missing ingredients, yeah. As long as it says it's missing ingredients, it gets put into the next thing in the queue. Okay. Anyway, this worker is no longer needed. I can set the filters on the barn. You know what? It would really make me feel more comfortable to set the filter on the grabber to cloth conveyor belt so it stops sending cloth in there. And I'm going to, okay, I've got this barn over here that's containing cloth. I'm going to build a wagon, and he's going to have one function. Wagon, would you take all of the cloth from this barn and put it in that barn? Okay, he's going to do that, and when he's done, his job on this earth will be completed. All right, so that's an unusual function. I don't usually create somebody to just move stuff from one spot to another spot. Storage area. What can I do with this guy? He is bringing planks into the workshop. So he can be replaced by a belt. A cloth conveyor belt. And that does not need any kind of filter because this place is only producing planks. So you may cease to exist. All right, I need to come up with some kind of sound effect for how happy they are when their duties are finished and they can go home and rest. What about this? That is logs being placed on there. They're coming through. Okay, that's good. What I'm going to do now, so, okay, well, actually, I've got to make sure that all we have is gatherers. I want gatherer to manufacturing, but manufacturing to manufacturing is not necessary. I got rid of, basically there were 3 guys and they've been replaced with 3 belts. Now I need the output of manufacturing place going to retail. So I'm going to build a worker called a wagon, and I'm going to deliver the cotton from this barn to the general store. Now, if you look at the general store, it will tell you that these guys, wait, they like cotton. They will pay 3 red coins for it. However, they like t-shirts even more. Well, no, they don't like t-shirts anymore. They'll just pay more for t-shirts. So I could sell the cloth to the people in the community for 3 red coins, and it would provide them with 1 happiness for each house that it was delivered to. Or I can provide them with a t-shirt, and they would pay 8 cloth. They would pay 8 red coins, and it would provide them with 1 happiness. But if providing both cloth and t-shirts, I'm not sure if that helps them with their happiness. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this barn so that it has some item filters. Well, I'm going to add 1 item filter to the bottom. Make sure he can have t-shirts. And I am also going to make one of these an input only so that I won't lose my last t-shirt. Then a little input-output area, and build a workshop. Building BDW, and he's going to be building t-shirts. Shirt. I think shirts are available. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay. And the barn contains. So I'm going to put that grabber there, and inside the grabber I'm going to put cloth. No, that's the wrong. Okay. Now watch the input on this guy. Is the input of the cloth growing? It is not, which probably means there's a shirt caught on that line. So I will hit, what is it? Is it this one? No. Oh, that has select columns on it? Man. Sometimes the side scroll works. That's weird. Sometimes the side scroll doesn't work. But build, tools. Here's what I want. Pick up item, which is J. Down here under tools. J. So J, click there. And now I will look once again at this and see, okay, now the input of the cloth is going up. Because what happened was there was probably a piece of cloth or a t-shirt on the line, and I had to grab it off of it. And now I will BWW? Yeah, BWW. No, it built a worker when I did that. BWA? BWG? BWG. Yeah, oh, that would be nice. You can get to it. BWG. But the letter G isn't highlighted in green, so there's no, you just have to test everything. Okay. Take the t-shirt and move it into the general store. So now I've got both cloth and t-shirts going that way. The base is ready to upgrade, which is going to give me access to kitchens, which is I'm going to be using here momentarily. And we can put down 4 more houses and start researching metallurgy if we like, and put down a gourmet foods area. All right, let's start with houses. I'll build out a road coming this way. How flat is this? Would that be neat if it was completely flat? Select columns. We'll do all of that. You know what? I'm going to use the other way of selecting columns that I just discovered, which is this select tool and select columns right there. And then C is copy, and then left click to paste. Unfortunately, there isn't quite enough room for these guys without flattening the terrain there. As a matter of fact, let's just flatten that terrain then. We've got a few red coins, and it's terrain flattened down. Use the plus key on the number pad to make that as big as you like. That got rid of some roads. Okay, and I used up most of that money. All right, now we'll put that road back, and once again select the houses, the 4 houses that I wanted. Control C, and, or no, not Control C, just C. And there we go. New houses. 4 new level 4 houses. And the level 4 houses allow this happiness to become larger. Each house adds to the happiness level. Each house can be made just as happy as the ones before. All right, let's look at the food market for a second and see how they are doing with their material goods. Come down here and click on this button, and they got 27 of 160. There's 160 items that could be supplied. They've got pretty good on vegetables, pretty good on fruit. Oh yeah, I was going to build a farm for this fruit. Let's see, 89 for that. Build a farm. BDF for farm. I'm going to set this guy on supply water and supply fertilizer when he has it, and berries. He could get herbs too, but I don't want herbs. Herbs take away from your red coin supply. And then I'll build up a scaffold. And build that scaffold all the way to the farm. Build a chute from the farm. Now this wasn't available earlier because I didn't have basic logistics, so I couldn't build this grabber. And the grabber will start sending those berries into that building. That makes that function quite a bit faster. We can also do the same thing with this worker here. Get rid of that road. Can he? No, he can't. Of course he can't. Okay, and no, I don't want to do that. I want to build the conveyor belt. And your work is done here. Okay, and that will come And we'll put a grabber in there. And so those guys, they're happy that they don't have to work. Um, that's a different philosophy than we're usually given in is that our usual philosophy is, oh no, you don't have a job, how tragic for you. But this little grabber has eliminated someone's job, and so they went home, and apparently they're still generating wealth because although we've got 56 out of 100 people actually working, um, the food market is still going strong, stronger than ever. Um, what else? What else do we have here? Well, I'm going to check on my research just to see what they're doing. They're not doing anything. So good thing I checked. It's time to work on the animal pasture. I was planning to do that at the beginning of this video, but that's okay. We will need that for the next main thing I was going to do. Is there any other happiness that I can handle now? Yeah, I think I could put in a kitchen after the grain mill. Build D. Okay, I'm going to start spelling kitchen. K-I-T. That's not it, I don't think. That's the stonemason. Okay, B-D kitchen. H-E. That's not it. That's a house. B-D-N. Okay, no shortcut for the kitchen. So I will just find it, build D, and you can actually spell it up here, K-I. And it pops up to the top where you can select it. So I will have, what I could do, yeah, I'm going to move this down here. I don't want to have it paused. Okay, because I want that research done as soon as possible. Okay, build that up on stilts. Basically, I'm doing that because I don't like the ground to be blocked. Oh, I've got pasture already. Okay. Well, I'll probably finish this and start working on the pasture in the next video. Okay, and then this is going to be a chute. And that's going to have a grabber. And that is going to go to the grain mill. And then build kitchen. Put that kitchen right in front of the grain mill. And put down a cloth conveyor belt. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put that up up a couple levels too. Conveyor belt, so that things can go between those two buildings. I have to do this first though. Now there is a way to do that without that. Using the wood pillar scaffolds, you could have things pass between those. I'm pretty sure things would pass under those scaffolds, and it wouldn't be necessary to delete the things underneath. But you can delete those things and save the resources. So anyway, this kitchen is going to make bread, and he will need some fuel for that. in order to get fuel for that, this base has, oh, there's a Mr. Meseeks over here that's not doing anything. Oh, it's him. Or you're not necessary. Here, deliver that to, all right. Deliver some wood to the kitchen. Yeah, and that will be the fuel for the kitchen. So he is okay. What I need is the grabber. The grabber is putting flour into the kitchen and building workers, and I'll put a wagon down. This seems a little bit inefficient to me, but I'll do it for now. Take the bread to the food market. I mean, I could put cloth conveyor belt between there, but it's starting to be a little expensive. All right. So